This episode is about the disappearing and potential deportation of Mahmoud Khalil, Palestinian activist detained by ICE over Columbia University protests. President Trump has likened him to a, quote, terrorist sympathizer, unquote, for saying such direct things as a Palestinian student, I believe that the liberation of the Palestinian people and the Jewish people are intertwined and go hand in hand, and you cannot achieve one without the other. After initially being held in New Jersey, he was moved to an immigration detention center in Louisiana. They argue that he engaged in protected free speech and that the government is illegally retaliating against him over it. Nurdine, as someone who's been in this for a long time and experienced Trump 1.0 and the Muslim ban, which was pretty egregious and ended up getting stopped in the courts, does this kind of feel similar or different to you?
I think that Palestinians have always been the test case for the U.S. government to figure out, what kind of laws or what kind of arguments they can craft to sort of suppress the movement for Palestinian liberation. And I actually worked under Ramzi Qasem of CLEAR. I was part of the Creating Law Enforcement Accountability and Responsibility Clinic at CUNY Law, which I graduated from in 2022. And he is the founder of that clinic. And, not to speak for them, but just as an activist and as someone who's witnessed these things, like you said, and studied them, dating back to even the 80s, it's obvious that they're just using Mahmoud to see that if their interpretation of the law holds in court, and they'll go all the way to the Supreme Court to do that. And if, it does hold up in court, they'll use that as precedent. So it's clear that that's what they're trying to do. Even though this is something that seems Trumpian, you can guarantee that Democratic presidents will use it too if it works. Like you said at the beginning of this, if it's established that this is perfectly acceptable to do in the United States, you can bet that it's going to happen all over the world.